I'm going to be making muffins tonight. Howdy, all you people. My first live stream. I'll be making pistachio muffins. Something real quick and easy, simple. I'm not very good without the editing, you know. You just edit all the little bullshit out of it. I've got half a cup of milk in this. You guys are going to have to get a pen and piece of paper because I don't have a recipe page on this one. Hi, Daddy. Hi. I'm going to take a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to put it in the milk. Wow. Clear. I got clear vanilla. I had to run to the store and get this because I couldn't find the vanilla around the house. Just put that in there and stir it up. Since that's the only thing I'm going to be using this teaspoon for, everything else is pre-measured. I'll just tell you what it is. And I'm going to have to put my glasses on because as well as being deaf, I'm blind too. Welcome to Daddy's chat room. You're in. So, takes a stick of butter, half cup. I'll pop it in the microwave here real quick. So, I decided to do this live stream where I'm going to bake something because I don't bake desserts or sweet stuff very often. So I thought it'd be a good thing for a live stream because it's real quick, simple, easy, right? So within minutes, the oven catches fire. So I don't have an oven. Felt like I was in an episode of Red Green for a little while. Without the casts or bandages. I don't know what it was, some plastic piece in the bottom of the oven or something. Anyway, Kinder's mom, Mediocre Mac to most everybody on Twitch, bought a little convection oven for her because her oven just absolutely will not work. I think it's a thermocouple, I'm not sure. It was just a piece of plastic or something on the bottom. It made a lot of flames and scared the shit out of everybody. I stirred that up because it's got 2 cups of flour, a teaspoon of baking powder, and about half teaspoon of salt. Half teaspoon of salt. If you want to make something sweet and it's got a buttload of sugar in it like this is going to have. Hello, magic. I guess it's going to have 3/4 cup of sugar in the butter. Put a little bit of salt in there if it's not sweet enough. Put a little bit of salt in there, just a pinch or so. Kind of accentuates the sweetness of whatever it is you're baking. I'm sorry if the glare off my head is bothering the camera, so I must make bald jokes. Insert bald joke here. My best friend in the kitchen. Mix this up really well. It's going to come out kind of a goo because of the oil and the butter. You shouldn't hear that because of the noise of the beater. It's going to come out kind of a goo, kind of a slime, really, because of the butter and the oil in it. With all the sugar, it doesn't react the same, of course, as it does in water. Ooh. In fact, if it gets a little cool, it starts solidifying. We don't want that. Spatula. You can tell I'm super prepared. This is the shit that you guys don't get to see on my videos. Me scouring the house. Oh well. This is what it is, and this is what you get. Pour the stuff in there like that. That mixed up really nice already. I'm happy with that. It's not cast iron, so I'll go ahead and beat the side of it here. No, I'm not going to do that. On camera. Ooh. Wow. I like forks for mixing just about anything. Very seldom do I use a whisk, anything like that, unless with eggs and it really requires it. Milk in here. That's half cup of milk. Yes?
Did you preheat the oven?
Oh, no, I didn't. I gotta preheat the oven apparently.
Next one over.
Preheat the oven too.
I think you turned on timer.
I gotta figure out how to operate the oven. Hang on.
It's new, okay.
Oh, there we go.
That's
I'll preheat that to 30 minutes, and then when I put the muffins in there, I'll turn it down, because it only takes about 17 minutes to do these.
Oh, you don't have it on the function. You put it on baked or something.
Toast.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Bake. There we go. You turn it down. Oh, it's kind of hard. It works. Okay. You do have to have timer on. This is Mediocre Mac, by the way.
Hi, this is my kitchen.
Yes, kind of a shotgun kitchen. Won't lend itself easily to streaming, but hey, we work with what we got. I could throw out a bunch of BS and tell you that my kitchen is like the size of half a football field, but it is in fact smaller than this. I would love to have an island kitchen. Ben would know about that. I've seen his kitchen when he cooks, and I love his kitchen. Okay, it starts getting a little gooey like that. The sweet thing that makes this thing, I'm going to comment on this later because he's got to be in the oven for 17 seconds, and well, he's got to have something to talk about. This takes a 3.4 ounce package of pistachio pudding. It didn't stipulate, so I'm using instant. Toss that in there just like into that right there. Now it calls for a cup of sugar, but a quarter cup of it is to sprinkle over the top of the muffins. If you like doing that kind of thing. Oh yes, take some egg too, at least one. Let me switch back here real quick and find out. 2 large eggs. 2 large eggs. Must be why I pulled 2 of them out. Fractured. Odd. Yeah. it's getting hot from the oven. Okay. Mix this stuff back up in here. And right about now would be a good time to have a mixer to start mixing this stuff up like that. But I'm afraid all the powdery stuff that's on top of this is just all over the kitchen. That sound wouldn't be the real sound of, you know, stuff poofing all over the kitchen, but hot nickel. Ding. Continue to jump. Isn't the real sound of stuff pooping out of the bowl. That's more the sound of the cat coming out of the dryer when he's done. So this is me actually kind of thumbing my nose at Kroger, because I got these one day, one of the local as Kroger's get here where I'm at. I called 5 Kroger's in a 3-county area. I bought these things at a little college town just east of here, and oh my God, they were so good. I forget to eat, so I was wandering around Kroger and started getting a little dizzy. So I thought, oh my God, I forgot to eat. So I looked down and there's these pistachio muffins going. Psst. So I bought 2 of them. Went outside, ate them. Oh my God, they were good. Delicious. So a week and a half later, I got the hankering for some more. So I called the local one in the town where I live. Oh no, we haven't had those, you know, for months. They just send them to us. We don't order them, and we don't bake them here. This was impossible to find. I had to go to Walmart and stumbled over it. They actually got the huge cake things in there for muffins, real muffins, instead of cupcake size muffins. And the big cup pan, I was astounded to find that. This doesn't take an awful lot of ingredients. It doesn't take super long to mix it up either. I'm gonna fork these things in here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a spoon. Yeah, that's fine. You fill these cakes up about 3/4 of the way. I'll complete a sentence here in just a minute. And this is how that comes out. But trust me, when you get done with this and you've got some left in the pan, in the bowl, these don't taste as good raw like cake batter as they do baked, let me tell you. Fill these up about 3/4 full. And since I've got real muffin tins and muffin cups, this will probably make just enough over half a dozen to really piss me off. Because it'll be just enough left, but I can't do anything with it. It'll make like 2, probably 8. But the last time I did it, it came out a pretty even dozen on the cupcake size one. So if you don't want that huge muffin, you can also add a little bit of bran to this. For old people like me, bran and yeah, it's a little more fiber to it. You can call them bran muffins then. Shouldn't change the flavor of it too much. We'll put these things in here at 3/4 so they got a nice a nice muffin top on them when they get a little bigger, when they grow up. I've got that preheating to too damn high, 425. Now to get these things to rise really good and then not make the top too horribly dark brown, you put these things in here for about 7 to 10 minutes at 450. 425, I'm sorry. 450 was too hot. I just turned it down. Now you know, I wind up with like a muffin and a half of this stuff left. We're at about 425 for about, like I say, 7 to 10 minutes. And then for the last 7 minutes, turn the oven back down to about 350. They will continue to cook nicely, but it won't toughen the top of the muffin so hard you can't hardly bite into it. It won't be crusty. You know what I mean? Like watching an episode of Satisfactory right about now. What is he going to mine next? It's like this is so sticky, gooey. You would think that anything that is this sticky and this gooey and has almost a cup of sugar in it would be really good just like that. Anyway, on with my Kroger rant. It's something editing does for you. Oh, no, it's going to come out just about even. Look at that. I must have pulled the rest of them up pretty good, because it's going to come out just about 3/4 high. Let's take all of the batter here. Awesome. I was afraid I was going to wind up with like half of one left or 1.5 or something I didn't know what to do with. So I call these Krogers up. Finally I call the one because it's so far away from my hometown. I finally called it last and asked them if they had those, and they were like, oh honey, I haven't seen those here in forever. I mean forever. I was there last week. So Kroger's doesn't get a regular supply of these, so I thought, you know, the hell with them. I'll make my own. I can cook. I have my own show. But I did actually make these about a week ago. They were really good. I left them in just a hair too long. I did not turn the oven down as recommended. And the tops got a little bit hard. They weren't like breaking your teeth or nothing, but there. Well, that's a little water, so it's not quite so gummy when you try to take it off. And I'm going to put this on my fingers. A little sugar on top of it. Of course, I could treat this like Italian bread also. That's got that little glaze on top of it. Because what they use for Italian bread is egg white. And they get it done to just about brown. And then they'll pull it out of the oven and they'll put egg whites on it. It gives it that little shiny sheen over the top of it. I'm sure that's what they do with this. Start putting stuff over there in the sink and the trash. And if you're going to do this kind of thing, bake like this, don't wear dark jeans or you wind up with flour all over your damn leg. Okay, these puppies get it going now. At 17. All right. Ooh, ooh, ooh. The pan almost didn't fit. I use this thing here too because it's a whiter, purer light, but if I tilt it up too high, it blares in the camera, as I found out. And for the people who know me relatively well, know that I am never, ever too far from a cup of coffee. Fan and everybody else will be happy to know that I am trying to quit smoking, so I've cut it way down. Definitely been 100% sending me an entire dozen, right? Oh, hell yeah. Yep, I will. First thing. Casey leaves you any? Casey leaves me any. Okay, oh, begging. You are getting everybody to send you a dozen of these. These are Larapin. These are really good, really good. Larapin is kind of a hillbilly term. It means really good. Yes, evil face, Jack smile. But anyway, for my cooking show, this is the hard part of the stream because I had to kill like 15 minutes of me talking. For the rest of my show, I picked this up and my daughter got so excited. Because you can't read it too far. Trejo's Tacos. Yep. One of my favorite actors too. Still kicking, making tacos in Los Angeles. Just kind of thumb through here and catch some of the recipes and stuff that he makes. And the way he picks out his herbs and stuff for the restaurant to cook with. I didn't know we shared that passion. I love to cook. Cook, bake. My nemesis, of course, is desserts. I'm just not super good at them. This is probably the closest thing to a dessert I've come to cooking in forever. So I'm going to force myself, and yes, it's still going to be that fantasy speech that I am eventually going to make real Bavarian eclairs. Eventually, but they are super, super time consuming. Is why I've put it off for so long. And I just don't know how to fit all that into like a 15 or 20 minute stream, you know. I just don't feel like people want to sit there on their butts watch me cook for 2 hours. Which is another wonderful thing about donuts. I'm going to solve all these donuts. Wonderful thing about editing is you don't have to sit there and watch for 2 hours. Donuts I can make. They're cake donuts. I haven't actually tried my hand at yeast donuts. I'm usually all about all things fried. Dude, if you can put a fire in a piece of cast iron and put some food in it, I can make it. I can make it good. But that was Trejo's Tacos. I am going to start making some stuff out of his book, but I really want to get in contact with him or his people and make sure that it's okay that I use that out of there, because I'm not going to be claiming it for myself, of course, because it's the man's recipes. That's his livelihood now, among many, many other talents of his. The nice thing that I was going to point out, too, is that this recipe called for this box of Jello pudding. Well, I shouldn't say Jello pudding. It's just pudding. Jello's a brand name. Of pudding. Which means this recipe is super versatile. Because it doesn't have to be pistachio pudding. You can put cheesecake pudding in it. You can put banana. You can put chocolate. If you like chocolate muffins, you put chocolate in it. You put any kind of pudding mix in there that you want. And just make any kind of muffin that you have a hankering for. And as you saw, that recipe only makes 6, so you don't have to worry about, the army of people you're going to have to eat 4 dozen of these things. Which reminds me of a comment on the eclairs when I finally got them, was that the person that has written this says it makes about 12. I thought, oh my God, 12 eclairs? Who the hell wants this? 12 eclairs? So I read in further into the comments that what she does is she makes them about this big around and slices them in half. Well, what a bunch of bullshit. Eclairs are not sandwiches. Eclairs are a pastry. They're filled. They're not, smacked together. Give me a week, I'll devour a dozen of them. But I mean, the recipe still makes, probably 4 or 5 really real-sized eclairs. To me, growing up next to the bakery, which has spurred me on to try and figure out how to make these things were about this big around, had the chocolate, the magic chocolate on top, the Bavarian cream inside, which I've already made the Bavarian cream. It's, oh my God, it's delicious. And filled with that, and they were about that long. They were probably 6 or 7 inches long. These things must have weighed a pound. They were huge. And up until the bakery closed, so was I. Because these things were awesome. I used to stop in there like every other day and get one. Had to be, I don't know, somewhere around 50, 60,000 calories in this thing. Oh my God. But anyway, they were super good, and I am going to get around to making those sometime soon, hopefully sometime in February, because winter months are good for baking. Something else. I'll ramble on longer than I thought. So we can start turning this down just a smidge. Turn this back down to about, I'm going to leave it at about 375. That turns it down about another 50 degrees. Because these things are up and they are as a light. And they're just brown on top, which is just perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it down the other 25 degrees and just leave that at 350 for right now, because the heat retained in the oven is going to let those go ahead and bake the way they're supposed to bake. We'll turn that light back off. Couldn't use this one ago. And they're nice and they're a little politely green, like just like they're out of the store. And the ones that I made, even though I kind of messed up the first batch, tasted just like they did out of the store, with the exception of being a little harder on top than usual. I don't really care for using that unless those are going to be eaten right away. I don't like to get them in there and let them get stale. And the aluminum ones, which are perfectly fine, as long as you use paper cups. I don't like cooking anything aluminum with the devil. Yeah, they were a bit crispy. Completely gone in 24 hours. That's no shit. She does sneak them very well. Snuck them, Casey. Anyway, these came with the aluminum ones come with plastic lids, so you pop them on there and keep them fresh. Just like Grandma used to do, put them on the shelf, then wait for the grandkids to come over and just stuff full of sugar, send them back home to their parents. That's my job. And it didn't take the full quarter cup of sugar here. So I'm going to take and dump that back in there after I played with my fingers and stuff. Yeah, I washed my hands. Don't worry about it. I think. Pretty sure. Like 85. Like 80. 75, 80%. Sure. I've washed my hands. After playing with the dough, okay, what do you think I've done? Disgusting. That's just gross. Okay, so clear vanilla, that's going to be weird. What taste thing. But I've got a whole bunch of new ideas. If you guys come up with any other ideas that you want to see me cook, desserts or otherwise, I don't care how involved it gets. Sometimes, given the mood, the more complicated a recipe is, the more I like it. It's just fun. I like doing stuff like this. For a good ego pump, you know. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel good that I can show other people what to cook, how to cook. This all started off as an instructional thing for some website. Cast Iron Cooking, which is a very good site to get involved with. Those people are really good, super helpful, guide you towards various cast iron goods, skillets. Because, God, I looked online and holy cow, we found a Dutch oven that was pretty. I mean, it had the acrylic, not the acrylic, ceramic coating on it. Looks $493 for a Dutch oven about this big around 7.5 quart. Was not the biggest one they made, and we're damn sure it wasn't the most expensive. They went up to $500-600 range, and I thought, you're gonna, no beef stew is that good. I don't care. Your pan does not make it that good. Go out and find a dump site somewhere and dig one out of the trash and cure it yourself. Wow. Now there are some bad cast iron cookware out there. I've got more than a few pieces of it. It's not too thin, cracks from heat stress, things of that nature. But good ones are Griswold. The other one escapes me. Another antique one. The little thing with little mountains on the back. Camp cookware. That is some good stuff. I don't like some of the designs that they have. I'm kind of a traditionalist. So, Creeps? Creeps? Lodge. Yes, Lodge. Lodge is the name of that stuff. The cast iron. I can do crepes. Crepes are super easy. That was one of the first desserts that I ever made, and I don't even think I was out of my teenage years yet that I made crepes, and just almost put my mom in a hospital with them. They were really good. Pretty sure that's why she was diabetic when she grew older. But they're really good. Like cream cheese, powdered sugar. I don't I don't remember making the crepe wraps myself. I think those were store bought, but they were really good. For something like this, I'd like to try to make them because I think that'd be a good challenge. Be really good. Mm. Coffee out of that new pop is really good, which is odd because usually it takes a while to break them in. So, see, these puppies are just nigh on done. Ooh, these things, oh, they popped right up there. They only take about 17 minutes to bake total. So, I'm gonna, oh, shit, that's done. I haven't heard it ding yet, but it is done. Yes, dear. Oh, and yes. You better not paper. So you're gonna catch my arm on fire or something. Dang that. That was about 30 seconds if these things had to go yet. So, ooh, maybe another 30 seconds because they're still moving. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it in there another minute or two. Probably because I turned it down. Because I don't see the element heating up. Oh yeah, yeah it is. It is. Leave that in there for just another couple minutes because when I put it in there, the top moved just a bit. And I don't like half raw muffins. So thanks for being my dad. If I had a different dad, I'd throat punch him and go find you. Love, your princess. That's sweet. Oh, what else? What else? What else? Yes, it is a great cup. It is a very great cup. I love it. Christmas cup, actually. Oh, I even shaved for this. I didn't have my clippers or how to cut my hair, but you guys are probably lucky I didn't cut my hair because I'm not sure you could handle the glare onto the camera from, you know. So I didn't wax my head. That was a plus. Yes, the eclairs, I will. But anyway, I love to cook. Anything and everything except onions. Because onions, well, onions. Don't care for them. I like the taste. Don't like the feel in my mouth. I like the smell for damn sure. They're just nasty and disgusting. I suppose you like onions. Puff, nickel. Maybe. Yeah. I think what burnt me on onions really is a lot of the people growing up around me who did cook with onions. Because mom used to make liver and onions a lot. I mean, it was good, cheap food, soul food. I've almost come to recognize the fact that soul food is a disguised term for what you eat when you don't have any money. So we pulled the onions out of the garden. Mom made stuff. It was really good. She accented stuff with onions. My ex-sister-in-law, who cooked with onions, well, I'm not going to single her out. Everybody does it. Came from their mother. And my mom, included, gave the recipe to, quote, one onion diced. Well, if you're cooking with a yellow onion, it's like big. But most people don't like little yellow onions. They cook with vidalias, which are like this big. And they dice it up and they throw it in there, and next thing you know, you've got onion soup with a little bit of meat in it, or a bean or something, So, she made chili one night because Joyce did make good chili. She was a hell of a good cook. To dice up 2 onions and drop in there. Well, and Joyce did. She used little yellow onions about this big. The woman who was cooking used Vidalia onions. She chopped up 2 onions about that big. Took up half the pan. So I didn't, growing up, as that got worse and worse, my taste for onions went farther and farther south. So I don't even use onions now. They're just, like I said, I don't like test your taste or raw or cooked. Oh, I could imagine. Yeah. The smell of sauerkraut is horrendous. Yeah, I like sauerkrauts and kraut and franks a lot. But yeah, you're right. Sauerkraut is holy. It stinks. Put me off of it for quite a while too, I would imagine. It's kind of like eating kimchi. The Korean thing that you bury in a pot for like 2 years and then dig it up. Oh God, this stuff reeks. That is horrible smelling. You open that up at a restaurant and you just clear the place until you take a bite of it. And when you eat it, I don't know whether it just burns all the smell senses out of your nose or it does something, but it doesn't smell that bad anymore. I'm sure that the person eating it does, but yeah, it's a kimchi. Yeah, kimchi is you chop a bunch of vegetables and peppers, and you put it in a pot, wax seal it, and bury it in the ground. And they'll bury it in the ground. Winter kimchi practically takes all winter, and it'll just sit there and do whatever that stuff does in a sealed pot under the ground. Yeah, fermented cabbage, pretty much. Honestly, yes, you are absolutely right. That the smell, yes, Huff. That nope. Oh my God, kimchi wants me. Oh my God, yes. Yeah, that stuff reeks. And if you can stand it long enough to get a piece of it in your mouth, all of a sudden it doesn't smell so bad. It really doesn't. It changes. Of course, your tongue is on fire, and it burns all the way down, and you want to have some ice cream handy for right after you get done eating that too. And these have puffed up. Oh my God, these are really good. That is the end. There we go. Oh, this is stuck in here so well that sliding the grate out from underneath of it only pulls the grate out. So apparently I didn't need the grate in there because this is just the right size for that oven. It's a really cool oven. Aumate, A-U-M-A-T-E. I don't know what you gave for it, like 60, 80 bucks. But they're really nice. Yeah, grab hold of that pan there with your other hand, moron. Ta-da! They're a little bit browner than I would like to have them, but they're not. In case you can relate to this, they're not as hard and leathery, I guess, as they were the last time I made them. The sugar came out on them real good. They made a nice little glaze on top. Looks really good. In case the lighting's not very good, let me get my big butt out of the way and show these things to you. Oop, yeah, let's melt the whole top of my computer. These are so good. Normally I would eat a muffin with, that's not a really sweet muffin. Normally I would eat that with some butter because I am all about butter. All about butter and sugar. Oh, and check these out. Okay, they're nice, big. I was so happy when I found this pan and these cups. Is that a friend over there? Whatever. Well, I might have had a mouse or something. I'd have to get the shotgun. How we country food take care of our mice. Coincidentally, it's how I take care of spiders. Shotguns and Molotovs. Oh my God. Look at God. And like straight out of the oven. Ooh. Oh, the cool thing about that pudding is it's got little pistachio nuts in it too. Not like halved or anything. They're kind of chopped up a little bit. They're not huge, so you don't get stuck in your teeth or nothing. Really good. I like using walnuts in a lot of stuff, English walnuts. Turned a brownie into heaven. Yes. Like I said, this hasn't taken very long to cook. This came out real quick. So, if you're looking for some buds or you got some people coming over for a weekend supper or dinner, this is something good to pop in the oven real quick. Does well. The ingredients are readily available in your kitchen if you cook at all. It was just all-purpose flour, 2 cups, tablespoon of baking powder, about a half teaspoon of salt, which made the difference in these. I didn't use the salt last time. It's really good. 2 large eggs, half cup of milk, 3.4 ounce of your choice of pudding, and teaspoon of vanilla. Stick of butter, half cup, and 3/4 cup of sugar. All there was to it. The only thing that you have to separate out and mix up is the butter and the sugar. And I recommend doing it the way I did it, just melting the butter and then pouring the sugar in on top. The last time I did it, it solidified and got really hard on the bottom. I had to kind of air chisel it out and get it stirred up. So those are these are definitely delicious. These are way better than the ones last time I made. I don't know whether it's the size or just a little half teaspoon of sugar or a half teaspoon of salt that I forgot to put in there. So I'm going to take my Wilford Brimley looking mug off of here and let you guys go practice cooking. And I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did making it. This turned out really well. I may do more live streams on here. As it is, I'm not affiliate yet, so I can't upload videos to it. But the live stream, I think, I like it. It's fun. And I guess if I can find my mouse. You guys have a good night. See ya.